You've had a week to finish something, you barely touched it. Then the night before it's due, you suddenly get everything done. So why does a deadline do what a whole week couldn't?
Why do deadlines suddenly make people productive?
Right, so here's the thing, mate. Your body don't care about your to-do list, it cares about survival. And when that deadline starts closing in, something shifts. Stress hormones kick in, your heart picks up a bit, your brain sharpens right up. Distractions suddenly don't feel as good as they did before. Your body's basically gone into a short sprint. Like, forget the scrolling, forget the snacks, we've got something to finish. And yeah, it works. In the moment, it absolutely works. You get faster, more focused, you just push through it. But here's what people don't get, little buddy. That kind of sprint costs you. It's expensive for the body. And if you keep doing it, keep needing that pressure to switch on, your body starts expecting it, starts waiting for the panic before it'll move. That ain't a great habit to wire in, mate. Your body's not broken. It's just doing exactly what it was built to do under pressure.
Why do deadlines suddenly make people productive?
Okay, so at the start, right? The deadline's like weeks away, and it doesn't feel real yet. Like the consequences are kind of, I don't know, fuzzy. You can kind of look at it and go, yeah, I'll deal with it later, it's fine. But then it gets close, and suddenly it's not fuzzy anymore. Suddenly you're thinking, okay, what actually happens if I don't finish this? And that's when it gets uncomfortable, because you start seeing it. Like actually seeing it. Failing, or having to explain yourself, or, oh God, the mess it creates after. The emails, the apologies, yeah. And that's the thing, right? For most of the time, doing nothing felt easier than starting. But right at the end, doing nothing starts feeling way more dangerous than just doing the task. And I think that's what actually moves people, not motivation. Just the other option finally feels worse than the scary one.
Bro, okay, so like early on, there is no competition. The deadline is way over there, and your couch is right here. Your phone is right here. Everything comfortable and fun is just like immediately available, and the task is this big, vague blob of effort. So obviously, you're gonna go for the good stuff, like obviously. But then something shifts right before the deadline, and honestly, it's kind of wild because finishing suddenly becomes the exciting thing. Like your brain goes, oh wait, we could actually pull this off at the last second? That's kind of awesome, actually. There's this rush, this relief, this whole dramatic thing of saving it right at the end. Not gonna lie, that feels really good, like weirdly good. And the work itself gets kind of intense and fast and high energy, which is honestly way more stimulating than just slowly chipping away at something for weeks. Boring. So yeah, bro, last minute mode hits different. Your brain finally found something more fun than doing nothing.
Why do deadlines suddenly make people productive?
The reason people struggle to start early is actually quite straightforward. At the beginning, the task is undefined. There are too many options, too many possible approaches, and no clear sequence of steps. That level of ambiguity is genuinely difficult to work within. It is not laziness, it is the absence of structure. When the deadline is close, the situation changes in a very specific way. There is less time, which means fewer decisions are available. You cannot explore every option anymore. You cannot adjust and revise indefinitely. The constraints become clear, the sequence becomes obvious, and suddenly there is a logical order to follow. That is actually easier to work with. People often describe feeling oddly calm and focused right before a deadline, and I do not find that surprising at all. The chaos has been removed by circumstance. You are simply executing within a defined set of boundaries. The deadline did not create the ability to focus. It created the conditions that made focus possible.
Yes, well, the thing is, early procrastination is often entirely rational when you examine it properly. The task might change, new information might arrive, other priorities in a busy life might genuinely yield higher immediate returns. So the delay is not simply laziness, it is a reasonable response to uncertainty and competing demands. But as the deadline approaches, the calculation shifts quite dramatically. The cost of waiting skyrockets. The risk of non-completion becomes, well, enormous and very real. And at that point, the most efficient strategy becomes obvious. Focus hard, cut the perfectionism entirely, and aim for done rather than ideal. The deadline also provides something rather useful that the open-ended early stage does not, which is a clear stopping point. You know exactly when to stop. That makes planning far simpler. You time-box it, you execute, you submit. Put simply, procrastination stops when waiting finally costs more than doing.
Why do deadlines suddenly make people productive?
My child, a task without urgency is like a path without edges. You can wander in any direction, and so you wander nowhere. The beginning of something is often the hardest, not because the work is greatest there, but because nothing yet insists that you begin. When the deadline draws close, everything changes at once. The consequences become real enough to feel, the body stirs, The choice is narrow, and in that narrowing, something like clarity finally arrives. It is not that people become different under pressure. It is that pressure makes the next step visible. The fog lifts, and there is only one direction left to move in. This is why so many wait for that moment, not from carelessness, but because it is the first time the work truly asks to be done. The quiet truth underneath all of it is simply this: people move when stillness finally costs more than moving.
If you made it this far, you're gonna want to see what comes next. Hit subscribe so you don't miss our next video, and click the video on screen now to keep learning more. See you in the next video.